it's okay in the beginning to not know what to write. You can see throughout the years my diaries just get bigger and bigger. It makes a very big difference being able to sit down with your thoughts and have a conversation with yourself. And that is what journaling is about, having a conversation with yourself, laying it all down and having a conversation, like, tell me what's up. Hello mes amours, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cindy and I make videos about everything that has to do with books, passion and self-improvement. If that's something you'd like to see or hear more of, please consider finishing this video and checking out my other ones. Thank you. Today I'm going to speak about a topic I've been wanting to speak about for so long on my channel, and I'm so happy I can finally get around to doing that. First, maybe I should show you all my journals. Those are my babies. These are all. No, right? I have to say I separate between planners / journals and diaries. Those are my journals, but I consider them more of diaries. I have a separate planner that I use to plan my days, plan my weeks, plan my months, plan my years. That is not what we're talking about. Today we're talking about like literally where I write everything that comes in my mind, my thoughts, everything is here. I've always loved writing and I always loved like having my thoughts put down somewhere. I remember when I was young, I would write in my diaries, but sadly enough, my house was not private enough, so everyone was privy to those information. So I never really felt like I could be honest with my diaries. I consider myself having started having or keeping a diary since 2015. During quarantine, I went through like some of my diaries and I like annotated them. I really wanted to like read through them again and see what happened. In the beginning, the way I would write was greatly influenced by how scared I was that people would read my diaries. But now it has changed. It has changed so much, and I have that many diaries to show. Now I'm on my, I always write like which diary it is in the beginning. I'm sorry, like I don't know why there's this drawing there. This is diary 13 and this is the one I'm keeping this year, and as you can see, they are big. This is me making this video to give you my tips as to how I became so comfortable with keeping journals and actually finishing them. I think the first thing I have to say, if you want to keep a journal, is to know why you're keeping that journal or a diary. I call them diaries, but you can call them journals. There are different types of journaling. I think you know that. I'm not telling you something you do not know. There's bullet journaling, there's free like just pouring down your feelings on paper journal kind of journaling. There's like one I particularly like, prompt journaling, which is like doing certain works, like going on Pinterest has so many prompts that I love like going through. Sometimes when I just feel like I want to work on myself or I want to be attuned with myself, or even when I don't have anything to do, I'll go on Pinterest. I would literally like Google journaling prompt, or even like shadow work is something that I discovered, was it 2 or 1 year ago, I can't remember, and I've really been intrigued in doing that kind of work. Or sometimes when I'm just scrolling through Pinterest and I see certain questions and I feel like, oh, I want to like do that, I would just take my journal and start writing. So there are so many different forms. There's even prayer journaling. So honestly, it's about you sitting there and deciding what you want your journal to be. Like I said, I separate between journal and a planner. They're not the same in my notebook. It can be the same for you if you want everything to be in one place. The second one I would say is like to not make it too complicated. You know, the thing with journaling, it's first of all, in the beginning I know how overwhelming it is. I showed you the difference between how this journal was. It was really small and I didn't write much. You know, I didn't write much, and the years passing, I would like write so much that I needed bigger journals. If I have to be honest, I journaled a lot when I was at uni because I had a lot of free time. I was not the one to socialize, so I was mostly alone with myself, with my thoughts, so I had a lot to say. And also I would say like with the years passing, I saw myself kind of gravitating towards different types of journaling. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a paper form. Nowadays, when I'm outside and I don't have my journal on me, and that's one of the tips I would say, like if you want to start journaling, is to kind of have your journals everywhere you go. Nowadays, because I do not do that, I would have my phone, so I do journal on my phone. I literally have a folder in my notes app that says diary pending, and those are things I know someday, hopefully, I would want to put in my diary, and I haven't yet. And those are like some thoughts that I've had that I really wanted them to be part of my diary. So what I would normally do when I'm outside and I don't have my diary, I would either write in my phone or I would record myself. Yeah, literally, this is something I started doing. I would either like record a video of me speaking to myself, or I will do a voice note, and my phone is now filled with a lot of it. That is why like nowadays I don't feel as bad that I started this diary in May 2022 and we in January 2023, and that is where I am. I don't feel bad anymore because I know there are different types, and I'm using those different types rather than staying with the traditional one. But I still love writing. I still love like journaling. This is for me like what helped me a lot to understand my thoughts when I was younger, and it's something I don't think I can ever stop. Sometimes when I have too much chatter going on in my head, like too much talking, too much thought, when you put it down, it's like you're releasing it. You're actually telling yourself it's okay to forget about it. It's a reason why people do like advise others to start a journal, because it does so much to your mental health. I'm the type of person, I get stressed a lot, I get anxious a lot, I have a lot of doubts, and for me like having diaries is really about me like grounding myself. Sometimes even like I literally use my diaries to talk to God. You know, if you're not Christian, I don't know, but like personally as a Christian, that's something I would do. Just find something that, I don't know, like it's really about like calming yourself, grounding yourself. Like talking about it, it makes me so happy that I started it when I did, because now I'm so comfortable with it. I was also watching a video last time on journaling actually, and the man was talking about how there's a reason why most like creative had diaries. My favorite writer in the entire world, Franz Kafka, I have his diaries that I sadly haven't finished reading, but I read some part, and it's so interesting to see how like one day this is what was going on, and another day this is what was going on. He could be happy, he could be sad, he could be going through things, and just like bleeding on that paper. And that is a saying he himself came up with, and I love it so much. And I know it was in regards to writing, like as a fiction writer, but I just love it so much because that is what you do when you're journaling. You are essentially bleeding on the paper. You are putting everything down. You are freeing yourself from everything that is bothering you, and it is so beautiful. You can see like I have so much to say when it comes to journaling. It's something I really like, really love, should I say. There's one last thing I'm gonna say in regards to journaling, and it is about how journaling helps you being honest with yourself. I can't tell you how many times I had a conversation with someone and I was literally telling them one thing, and I went back home and I started writing, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that is actually what is going on when you're talking to someone. It's really quick, you don't have to think about it, but the act of sitting down, putting the pen on writing, it's like something that happens in between your brain and your hand, like your brain telling your hand like this is what we're writing, and your hand actually taking the time to write it. So there's a lot of thought that goes on in doing that, and trust me, when you take your time to do it, you would realize that there are a lot of things about yourself you would learn. You know, it's really about like being honest and like actually learning about yourself, learning things you didn't know. And it has a lot to do with like prioritizing. When I sit down at night and I'm ready to go to sleep, and I take my pen and my diary or my journal and I start writing, the things I decide to write about actually are what I consider my priorities. Unless it has something really important to do with me as a person, I'm not gonna write about it. So really, like when you sit down and start writing, it tells you more about yourself than you would ever know. And on that note, I think I'm gonna finish this video. If I haven't been able to convince you guys to start having a journal, I hope me saying this right now, please start journaling. It will change your life. I hope that convinces you. I really hope this video convinced you in wanting to have a journal. I feel like it was really chaotic because I do have a lot of feelings when it comes to journaling, and I really want everyone to do it at least once in their lives. If you've made it here, thank you. I love you. If you didn't, it's fine. I love you still. Hope to see you guys in my next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if there's anything you feel like I've missed in those tips, please leave it in the comment section down below. Bye, mes amours. Love you.